Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Goddess Ladybug, and my name is Sequoya, and I use she and her pronouns. And on this channel, we talk about queerness because I identify as a Black queer woman. We talk about divinity and spirituality, and then some lifestyle stuff. So I wanted to come on for another queer reading. Um, for the middle of the month. And we also have the full moon in Leo that's tomorrow. So I think that this will be good to just check in with the energies right now because we are definitely currently in the full moon in Leo energy. So yeah, when I do readings that center the queer community, these readings are for folks, that identify within the LGBTQIA plus spectrum, wherever you are. While my offerings center BIPOC folks, so Black, Indigenous, people of color. This reading is, definitely open for all, right? Just related to the collective. I would love for you to continue to check in, especially if, my readings resonate for you. So definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I also have a few offerings at the links below in the description box. So if you would like to book a reading or if you need some support around yoga or meditation, I do that as well. And so, yeah, let's get right into let's get into news. Let's get into the overall energy for this reading. I want to pull some different cards though for initial. I want to get general message. So let's do some overall energy pulls, and then I'll get into the spread of finance, love, and then community. I hope that everyone is doing well, taking care of yourself, drinking your water, and minding your business. Okay. Drinking your water and minding your business, honey. Okay. So, first card out, we got regulate the situation. So, there is something happening in your energy field with a person, place, or thing. Because there are two people here, feels like it's more related to a relationship. And that could be a friendship, a family dynamic, a work dynamic, even there's a turning point related to a relationship, also romantic. There's a turning point related to a relationship that needs to be regulated. You are in the process of trying to figure some things out. Um, you are attempting to come from your higher self, related to how to regulate the situation. Feels like you may have had to kind of say some things, that didn't align with your higher self potentially, around this situation that needs to be regulated. But you did the best that you could, and maybe you're thinking about that now. Yeah. So blocked emotions came out. Okay. So there may be some blocked emotions, from someone in this situation that is ultimately making it difficult to regulate. the situation or to balance things out, to stabilize, from whatever, kind of occurred. And it feels more like a disagreement, feels like a disagreement and some communication breakdowns here. Okay. So, yeah, that's okay. That's what we are kind of walking into related to that overall energy. So let's get into the spread. Um, Let's start off with finances first. Let's find out what the challenges and the advice are around the finance for the LGBTQIA plus community. And I usually say queer and trans community, just in my general kind of talk with folks in my community. So that's what I'm going to say. So when I say the queer and trans community, I'm talking about anyone that identifies within the LGBTQIA plus spectrum. All right. So let's get a little bit about finance first. Keeping in mind, that you could have potentially, had to regulate a situation, and you're hoping for a turning point. Okay. You may have had to walk away from a job, a contract, and you are in the process of, strategizing around it. It feels like, you have a firm foundation around whatever the situation is with your finances. You are just needing to go back to the drawing board around particular things, maybe you know, shift some projects, due dates, or shift, the way that you are paying your bills for a little bit. That might be relevant. So let's pull some energy. So we got the challenge, and then let's get advice. Okay, so in the challenge position around finances, we got generosity. You can afford to be generous with the gift of your time and attention. So the challenge feels aligned with, exactly what I just shared about you being in the process of kind of re-strategizing, going back to the drawing board. So with the generosity coming out in the challenge position, it feels like, you are trying to figure out how to manage your time because of this shift, because of this turning point. You may have to give a little in other places and take some aspects of your energy, back in other places in order to just manage, what came up. In the advice card, in the advice position, we got free associate. Okay. And it says, allow the first thing that comes into your mind without self censorship to bestow a vision upon you. So, for the advice around what to do with this shift that you're, navigating right now, the advice is to not second guess yourself. Whatever you have to do right now, the first thing that kind of comes to mind related to this plan will be, a good way to approach this. We have the numbers 8 and 9 here. So that means that you've, begun the steps that you need to take. You're not coming from this with like rose colored glasses on, you're being realistic about these things, potentially writing things down, or have a Google Doc open, or a Google Sheet or something like that. And you're trying to figure out like what to do. Okay. Let's get a little bit of, let's do community next. What's going on in the community? We'll do a challenge and advice card around the community for the queer and trans folks out there, for family out there. I hope that you are well whenever this finds you. Please definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's get out 2 cards for community challenge, and then the advice. Stuck wanted to come out. So you might be, the collective might be feeling trapped, might be feeling like, they don't have a way out or around a situation related to the community. And community can mean a lot of things to queer and trans folks, right? Um, and so in our world, this is actually the community, right? Whoever our even chosen family, might be considered community for some folks. But, these are friends, these are individuals, that maybe you attend some events with, go to some healing spaces with. Um, Community climate even, right? There's so much stuff going on politically. Okay, so in the challenge position, we got limits. Know that limiting attitudes are often formed as protective reactions to past events. Limit. Okay. That's the challenge related to the community right now. So there may be and this ties, very much into the regulate the situation and turning point. You may be in a situation where you want to expand around your values. I don't know why value misalignment is coming up, but that's what I hear. Like, there are some values that folks are kind of talking about that don't necessarily align with you right now. And this could be around like political climate that's happening. It could be around, something locally that's happening, the ways that folks are engaging. And then in the advice section, we have change. For a change, do something you usually do a certain way in a different way. So that's the advice around this particular community challenge related to, again, value misalignment. So the advice is to change the way you approach it, to shift your perspective on how you are seeing folks. That doesn't necessarily mean that continue to absorb or take in or engage in these particular settings, but it means, move forward with regulating, your own emotions by having a shift in your perspective, understanding where folks might be coming from related to this particular issue, and then agreeing to disagree and carrying on in the way, that feels aligned for you. Yeah, distractions. When you're trying to solve a problem, you will often be tested by distractions. So feels like, again, there may just be some things kind of coming up. Folks might be saying stuff in a particular group setting or in a collective setting that is shifting, the kind of core similarities, that's shifting the core I don't know, intentions, that brought you and this group together. Feels like things, again, are coming to a turning point. Well, you'll have to regulate the situation. Okay. And then lastly, let's do love for my queer and trans community collective. And yeah, definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, definitely check out the offerings that I have at the link below. I am very sure, there are some things there that you might find interesting. Okay, so let's do love challenge. Oh, limits came back out. Okay. And then, yeah, because we got blocked emotions here, right? That came out before. And then we got limits again in the love challenge position. So feels like, in this love situation, you've kind of come to, or your partner have come to this place of not being on the same page with each other, not being able to, shift your perspective, not being able to compromise. It also feels like folks that may be having a hard time in love relationships right now, around letting go of certain things that have happened in the past, really like holding on. I heard and saw the word grudge. Someone might be holding a grudge related to something that happened in the past, um, and just not able to come to a turning point. And so, the advice card that came out was contest. Be yourself fully, and you are without compare. A true winner of the only contest that matters. Okay, so that's in the advice around what may be coming up in love right now. Be yourself fully, and you are without compare. So speak your mind, about this situation. And again, this could be you. You know, um, doesn't necessarily have to be you in this energy. This could be the other person experiencing this. Okay. So take it where it resonates. Also, this reading is timeless. Whenever you kind of come to it, it'll be for you. But if this person is, kind of holding a grudge around things that have happened in the past, you may just want to say to them, that you acknowledge that that's kind of what's going on and how that makes you feel, that they're holding a grudge, that they're not able to shift their perspectives, that it's blocking, your ability to be able to regulate, this situation, that balance. Having balance in this situation is hard, because this person might be bringing things up, attempting to make you feel guilty. And how can you move forward in that type of energy, right? In this card, we have the crown that's kind of illuminated and highlighted. So you might be feeling like this person is playing mind games, even like with this grudge piece. And yeah, and you see this person is throwing up the deuces, right? So you may have to decide, if you can be fully yourself in this situation, and, what are the protective practices within this situation that feel, aligned to your higher self, so that you aren't, you know, being intentionally mean or anything to this person, right? But that you are not going to engage in any type of unhealthy or toxic dynamics because they're upset, right? Okay, stuck. Yep, it came out anyway. Okay. Yeah, stuck. You may be stuck because you are overly attached to a method or piece, and that definitely aligns with that card related to um, doing things differently, having a different approach to things. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to do is I will pull some timing cards, question cards. And so for this section, what you can do is either think about 3 questions or think about one question and then pick, one, two, or three. I'm going to pull three cards. So you get three different responses. Okay. So either you pick three questions and you'll have a response for those three questions, or you have one question and then you pick one of the three responses to your one question. Okay. I hope that that wasn't confusing. I will definitely say it again. Please definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would love to, see you back here. Um, yeah, and checking in and letting me know if the messages resonate or not. Again, these messages are timeless. Whenever you find them, they can be for you. Um, check out the description box below. Once I finish uploading, um, there will be a link tree to all of my links that give you the information on the different services that I provide. Um, and yeah, I would love to be able to support you. So this is the question portion of the reading. And as I mentioned, you can either um, think about three questions, or you can think about one question and then pick, one, two, or three, the response or the answer that you want from these particular cards, because I'm going to pull three. Okay. So be thinking about your question and then pick a number, one, two, or three. Okay. Okay. So we got Monday. That's one. We got in a couple of months. That's two. And then three is worth waiting for. Okay. So those are the um, three responses to your question. I hope that that was helpful. I was looking because I want to get one more advice card. Let's do an advice card for self-care. Okay. I just want to do one more advice card. Um, and then we'll wrap up this queer and trans reading for the community. Okay, let's do these. I'll be liking these. I haven't pulled these in a minute. These. No, let's do these, especially since we're in the full moon energy. Okay, let's do these instead. These the ones. Thank you for being patient with me. I have so many cards and I love to mess around with all of them and just want to get the message that, Eternal guides me to for you, wish deck. Okay. So let's get one card of advice. At the top of the live, I mentioned that we are currently in full moon in Leo energy. Tomorrow is the full moon in Leo. So lots of focus on, just the things that we have centered in our life. Yeah. So let's pull an advice card. Thank you so much for being here again. as we kind of wrap up. And I've been, what have I been doing? I've been like, I haven't done this on this channel. I've done it more on my business channel, Red Linen Moon Wellness and Consulting, with putting captions, captions on my videos. So I'm gonna start doing that on this channel because I want this to be accessible. Okay, we got two. So we have Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon Energy, and then we have The Answers You Need Are Coming. Okay. Um Hold Your Vision. So I know that Aquarius are fixed signs. I think Scorpio and Taurus are too. Mm-mm. It's definitely Aquarius and maybe Scorpio. So you may be a fixed sign. You may also be a Gemini. Um, so this message, hold your vision. The answers you need are coming. I pulled regulate the situation, blocked emotions, and then turning point for the overall energy at the beginning. And so, just with the messages that kind of came out during the reading around finances, love, and then finances, love, and then community, you know, I think that this kind of final advice is spot on. To hold your vision, the answers you need are coming. What that's saying to me is that, even though it might be hard to have the conversations that you need to have around love and community, this is kind of helping with you to be confident in what's coming up for you around finances and the re-strategizing, going back to the drawing board that we talked about at the beginning of the video as well. But to, hold to your vision, that you have everything that you need to be able to come to, where's the card? To be able to come to that turning point for yourself, okay? And that whatever you decide to do to regulate the situation, to balance the situation out, you'll be able to do that, okay? Um, yeah, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate, you being in the energy with me. Again, please definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will more than likely be coming back on to do a full moon in Leo reading between today and tomorrow, more than likely in about 30 minutes. So, but yeah, I will see you soon and please have a good night. I've been doing these readings like every 2 weeks, these particular community collective readings. Um, I might up it. I might do more, queer and trans collective readings, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Because I really enjoy just being in our energy and talking, specifically to us and providing messages that are for us. So thank you again. Hope to see you here soon.